Welcome to the Rusted Garden. Today is August 10th, and this is all about mid-August tending and caring for your garden. I'm going to show you how I get my garden in shape for the rest of August and really moving into the cooler season of September. We've had crazy rain. We've come out of that. The last 4 days have been great. Just want to show you the peppers. Peppers are doing very well. No disease on here. All I'm going to really give these plants is a drink of water-soluble fertilizer to give them a little boost for the rest of the season. I'll do a separate video on that. Going to clean up the ground, remove the weeds, but I'll come back and give you a tour. But everything is doing really well. Okay, let's go over to my herb area. So with the crazy rain for 10 days, I didn't have to worry about watering. So when it cleared up, we were getting 90-degree days. All this damage right here, so to speak, the yellowing leaves, the browning leaves, is because I forgot to water my container garden. So as quickly as within 1 day, 2 days of 95-degree temperature, your containers can dry out. So of course, keep up the watering. What I'm going to do is cut all of these back. The parsley is flowering. Going to cut that down, get some new growth. The basil is reaching its peak. It's starting to flower. The flavors change, the leaf texture changes. I'm going to cut some of them back to the ground, leave the roots in there, and they'll grow new leaves, and then I'm reseeding. I'll show you where I've reseeded already. But basically, I'm going to cut these back. I'm going to dry some herbs, nitrogen-based or a higher nitrogen fertilizer. That will take care of the herb area. Right over here, I have my eggplant. They are developing nicely. You can see some eggplants in there, growing. Going to check the surface, and I just saw them. Those little black bugs, they're flea beetles. They're the things that chew holes in there. I'll talk to you about how I take care of them as I come across on the way back after I fix up everything. You're going to need a nice watering, remove the dead leaves, water-soluble fertilizer again. I did a video maybe 2 weeks ago on cutting your kale back, treating for white flies, the green cabbage looper, and I told you these plants would come back, and this is one of the kale plants. Leaves are coming back quickly. Again, that'll get a nice nitrogen water-soluble fertilizer. One of the other plants that were in there. More basil. This is going to actually be cut and dried. Just remove the leaves, toss the stems. You don't want to dry those. About 5 days ago or so, I dropped in more basil. So as I remove the stuff that is grown, new basil will be coming in, and that will get me into September. Something pretty cool, I've been using hydrogen peroxide. You can check out that video. Always test spray. Just don't throw sprays onto your plants, but follow that video. I'm really thinking it's a useful video for the rest of my gardening life, actually. This is a Hans Gelba. It was hit with hydrogen peroxide regularly over the last 3 weeks. No disease on there, and it's actually reflowering and growth is coming back. These are determinate variety tomatoes. They really shouldn't do that. The hydrogen peroxide isn't doing that. What it is doing, or what it did do, is it killed off the diseases that were on here on the weaker plant, and it's come back in full force. Hydrogen peroxide is not a fertilizer, but it is a great antifungal. Here are some more tomatoes that have been treated with that, and you can just see all the fruit that's coming. I am able to get these plants now into mid-August with very little disease on there with the hydrogen peroxide, and these will continue right into September, which is really great for Maryland Zone 7. Cucumber plant, I'm working on a video on that. More of the tomatoes, pretty healthy. You know, some die off, but that's normal. But I'm holding my own against early blight and leaf spot. My other pepper garden, the hot peppers, a lot's going to come out of there. I'll do a full harvest shot at the end just so you can see what I've taken out of here. A tip for peppers is I don't have any disease really coming on here. Some yellowing, that's from all the crazy rain. I'm not going to add anything. Don't overfeed your peppers. If they're producing, you've been taking care of them, let them do their thing. They're really large. They're flowering, they're producing. I'm going to get in there, space them, maybe remove some of the leaves from the bottom, try and open up some space in between to let circulation, wind go through there. Let the circulation happen. That helps prevent disease. But don't overfeed plants that don't need to be fed. Spinning around this way, when you look at different plants, if you have spray damage, it's usually just a clean, round, brown dot. When you have different fungal diseases, it's usually concentric circles. That's circles within circles within circles. And that usually is a fungal problem sometimes bacterial problem. These have been sprayed with the hydrogen peroxide. I'm working on a video on that. But it seemed to have slowed things down. Plant is still producing, but my whole goal is to get this garden in shape to produce until the frost comes, really. Some plants will have to come out. Some more kale from that video where I cut the leaves back. It's doing really, really well. But I'm going to get in there to weed everything. I don't have huge problems. Today's a great day for weeding. Going to cut the grass. More basil in there that will be dried. Things look pretty good. I'm really impressed with this garden this year as of mid-August. Usually the diseases just wreak havoc. Let's go to the other side. Here's my green stalk tower I did a video on. Continues to produce. Lots of different peppers maturing now. Some yellowing. A nice water-soluble feeding for the vertical container garden will help take care of these plants and get them into September also. This was aroma. Again, this was hit with hydrogen peroxide and it's come back. You see I've cut back the dead parts of the tomato plant. New growth is coming. This is a determinate variety. Typically determinate varieties flower, produce, die off, you remove them. I've been able to keep these alive, and I think part of it really, I know I'm pushing the hydrogen peroxide, check out that video, but it seems to clean the leaves, takes care of the fungi, the funguses that come into our area here, Maryland Zone 7, and the plants are doing well. This is a determinate variety too. Still producing. Upper growth looks great. I'm going to do a whole walkthrough on the tomatoes. I'm not going to talk about them anymore in this video, but just showing the benefits of hydrogen peroxide. My perennial bed is bringing in tons of pollinators, spinning around this way. More tomatoes. These are 6 feet tall now. My tomato bed back there, those plants are reaching 8 feet tall. And in Maryland Zone 7, if you're not familiar with my videos, I get leaf spot and early blight. My container plants are doing well. The goji berry is starting to flower. The fig plant started from a little box from Home Depot, is starting to produce figs. More basil. Hydrogen peroxide did not work on the grape. So when you use different sprays, make sure you test them out on your different plant varieties. The plant leaves of the plant leaves of the grape didn't like the hydrogen peroxide at 12 tablespoons per gallon. The watermelon didn't like it either. But I have found the tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, and beans seem to do okay. Plenty of beans ready to be picked. And like I said, the tomatoes are approaching 8 feet right there. More peppers down here. I've planted them really closely together. They're producing, growing extremely well. You can pack pepper plants more closely than you might think. Cucumber plants that had some damage, they've been hit with the hydrogen peroxide too. They'll get a water-soluble feeding with a nice nitrogen, nice level of nitrogen to take care of the loss of leaves. You can see a cucumber ready to be picked, but I'm going to clean this all up. Weed it out. Vertical melon. I'm going to do a video on how to grow melons vertically. Hopefully I get to that today. And you can just see the rest of the garden on this side. Those are my Asian yard-long red beans. They should start, actually they are flowering. You can see one up at the top. So they should start producing in the next 7 days. Alright, let's just go to the last side. Well, let me just show you over here. And this is my other area that I am growing wildflowers. These are the wildflower seeds I sell on my seed shop. Bring in the pollinators. Alright, to the last side before I clean this all up. You can see the fruit on the ground, the tomatoes, they just cracked with the crazy rain. You can't do much about it. But this bed is doing really well. I planted beans and peas and okra back in later July, and that's just to get another wave of crops going in. Beans grow quickly, okra grows quickly. You can get another crop in. This is the area that I'm growing 2 tomatoes only with eggs and bananas in the soil. They're not getting any fertilizer. They're doing really well. I'll be doing an update video on that soon. And then finally, my other section, a couple squash and zucchini. You can see the zucchini ready to come out. And I've been hitting these, the leaves of the dark green zook, with hydrogen peroxide. No damage, no powdery mildew. I'll be doing a video on that. Alright, let's get to the cleanup, and then I'll walk you through and show you what I harvest. Alright, so here's the tour coming back through after I spent a full day basically weeding the garden and getting everything into shape. This is the pepper garden. Tons of peppers in there. It's been weeded. Everything has been tied up. Your pepper plants will snap easily, especially when the weight of the peppers are starting to come in on the plants. These have been top dressed, fed with a water-soluble fertilizer, but everything is looking really good with the pepper plants. And again, I just wanted to show you a lot of work, as you know, goes into your garden. I wish I had a crew that came and took care of this, but I do it and I shoot the videos around there. This is what came out of this space over here. Cut back my herbs. I'm doing a video right now on caring for your container herbs, your container gardens, and actually drying all of those. I want to show you how I deal with flea beetles on the eggplant. Flea beetles are devastating. There's a little black specks on there that hop around, chew holes in the leaves yellow, they die. Best way to deal with them is with insect dust. You can use the chemical dusts like 7, or you can use an organic dust. This is Captain Jack's Dead Bug Dust. I'll put a link in the description for this. Doesn't matter if it's an organic dust or a chemical dust, the dusts kill all insects. So I dust my plants later in the evening when the pollinators go away, cover the leaves with dust, use a lot for flea beetles, come out early in the morning before the pollinators come back, wash it off. Do this once or twice and you will take care of all the flea beetles. This is the best way that I've found for killing flea beetles. But things look really good. Like I was saying, I'm really happy with how the hydrogen peroxide is working with the tomato plants. Shooting the video on the cucumber plants, they've been getting hit with 12 tablespoons per gallon. I will do a complete harvest and show you everything I get out of here at the end, but basically it was a good time for weeding, so I've taken as much out as I can, and I'm getting ready too to kind of relax, enjoy the harvest, chill out in September, but getting the garden in shape. They're all basically going to get another top dressing. Took out everything that was in here. It was just a mess. The rose was overrun with some of the vines, so I just cut everything back. Nice mess of a hose. Just took everything out. Onions, I have leeks back there. Green beans are spectacular. Zucchini plants doing well. Those are beans back in the far corner that reseeded from last year, so I'm letting them grow. But this whole part of the garden looks good. Even the diseases and damage on the bottom of the leaves, I'm not worried about that with the tomato plants because the top leaves are doing well. Down at the bottom, that's just die-off. That's natural. That's where the hydrogen peroxide is probably killing some fungi. As long as diseases progress slowly, I'm okay with that. I don't want them to wipe out my plants before I get a nice production. And I've been getting tons and tons of tomatoes out of here. The basil, third wave actually. Kale's coming back, as I said. Tower looks good. Cleared out that entire space, cut my mint back. That's where my cool season crops are going to get dropped in first. You know, I showed you all this, but I just wanted to show you. You know, we put a lot of work into our garden, so it's nice when they produce. You've got time. All the weeds are out, so nice air circulation will be going on. I'm going to do a full tour of my tomatoes too. I mean, those are 8 feet tall. I think I'll do a complete tour of every variety of tomato in here, just in case you want to write a few things down. That is my Asian yard-long red beans, and they're really cool. They're delicious, number one. You can harvest them at this size. You can let them get a little bit bigger, but they basically send up a stem just like that. They flower, they're beautiful flowers. Then they just send out really quickly 2 pods. The pods grow really fast. Once these start coming in, you can't keep up with them, and they're kind of like spaghetti. And this is about as long as you'd want them to get if you're gonna use them like regular green beans. But you can let them get bigger and then actually dry the beans that are inside there. But I really recommend the Asian yard-long beans. They come in green, they come in red. And that's the rest of the garden. All cleaned up. A lot going on. Just shot a video on managing zucchini and squash. Kind of cool. I don't know if you knew this, but they're vines. So I put a mound in there to create a new root system for that plant and talked about how do you really deal with vine borers. You can see how I used dust. That's Captain Jack's dead bug. It's organic. However, just because it's organic doesn't mean it doesn't kill all the good insects. So you have to use dust really, really wisely. Anyway, that's the tour of the video. Let me get to harvesting everything. I'll show you that. This is the quick harvest from the Rusted Garden. Real quick, all these are hot peppers. A lot of these will go to friends. Grew my first ghost pepper. Super hot. I wanted to give them a try this year. Not sure if I'll be brave enough to try that or not. When you're growing eggplant and cucumbers, your eggplant you really want to harvest when they're purple. If they turn, I missed this one, it was on the back of the plant. But when an eggplant starts to get to this golden color, they're going to be more bitter and they're really past their prime. Same with cucumbers. When they start getting this golden yellow look to them, this one's just starting, it's probably fine. The flavor changes and sometimes they're a little bit tart. You also want to pick them when they're nice and thin, just like that. If they get fat, the seeds are fully developed and sometimes they're just hard to chew. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my seed shop at www.therustedgarden.com.